have a situation here with a ball inside of a hazard. This is a regular water hazard as denoted by the yellow stakes. Now, first of all, when anything's involving stakes, red, yellow, or white, which are out of bounds, how do you determine whether it's in the hazard or out of the hazard, in bounds or out of bounds? Well, it's a little different when you're telling the difference between hazards and out of bounds. First of all, with hazards, if any of the ball is touching the hazard line or inside of it, the whole ball is considered in the hazard. So what you do in that case, this being the outside of the hazard and this being the inside, you take a line between the two stakes on the outside of the hazard line, and if any of that ball is touching that or past it, then that's considered in the hazard. The rule now is that I can take a drop anywhere behind the hazard. For yellow, it's completely behind the hazard now, and I can keep that spot between me and the flag stick and go back as far as I want. That's one of the options. The other two options, I can re-tee from where I last did with a penalty stroke, or I can try and play it as it lies inside the hazard. We're out here on hole 15 today, and we're at a red water hazard. That means it's a lateral water hazard. Those are for hazards that are kind of running alongside of a hole rather than cutting it off. With the red hazard, you have those same three options. You can play it as it lies. You can hit from the last spot that you last did with a penalty, or you can go back in a straight line as far as you want, keeping this point where it crossed the hazard between you and the flag stick. The reason why they call it lateral is because that third option doesn't really work here. It just sends me farther back into the hazard. So it gives you a fourth option. If you can drop to the side, no closer to the hole, within 2 club lengths of the line of the hazard there. There's actually a fifth option as well for lateral, and that means you can drop on the opposite side of the hazard, equal distance. So if I laser this and it says I'm 52 yards from the flag, I can go over to that spot 52 yards from the flag and drop 2 club lengths over there as well. I'm going to demonstrate the dropping procedure for the 2 club length rule on the water hazard. So you don't want to go from where the ball is. The ball is there, I don't measure from there. I measure from the line of the hazard. Right here. I'm just going to go 90 degrees from the flag. And I'll mark it there. Now, I have to have the ball land somewhere in this radius here, 2 club lengths from the line, no closer to the hole. It has to land there. Now where it rolls to is another matter. From where it drops, it's not allowed to roll more than 1 club length past the original 2. So if the slope is going the other way and I drop it and it rolls 2 club lengths that way or a club and a half that way, I have to re-drop. If I do that twice and it continues to roll too far or continues to roll closer to the hole, then I take that point where it last hit the ground and place the ball right at that point, wherever that was that it hit the ground the second drop. Here we need to determine whether this ball is in bounds or out of bounds. This is the course side and this is the house side here on the left. What you need to do is first draw an imaginary line from the interior of the stake to the interior of the next stake. Now, to be out of bounds, the whole ball has to be out of bounds from that line. So it's not from the outside of the stake, it's from the inside of the stake. If any part of that ball is on the inside of that line on this side, the whole ball is considered to be in bounds. If the whole ball is outside of that line, then it's out. This ball, I just looked at it, luckily it's in bounds.